Welcome all y'all out there in Radio Land to the classroom of Professor Percy Pickem's Peerless Pigskin Predictions and Prognostications 101. Professor Percy Pickem, the freight train of pigskin pain and the master of point spread disaster. After much cogitation and coin flipping, the old professor has carefully prepared his lesson plan, and he's here with his weekly lecture on gridiron glory and his prodigious Pickem Pigskin Report. This week, there's a lot of gridiron grit on the schedule, so sharpen your number 2 pencils, get in your seats, open your books, and get ready to take some notes. The old professor's class is now in session.
This is Professor Percy Pickem, welcoming you back for the 2015 classroom sessions of my Peerless Pigskin Predictions and Prognostication 101. Another stunningly studious semester with an exquisite exhibition of eloquent excellence of unequaled elocution. Everybody I know is raring to go for this brand new NCAA football season. Some folks are cool as a cucumber in a bowl of Tabasco, and some so nervous they're shaking like a little skinny chihuahua on his way to the veterinarian. But ready or not, the time is here, so let's tee this old pigskin up and kick it down the field. Louisiana Monroe versus Georgia. Coach Todd Berry maneuvers a maniacal mass of moxie muscle men out of moss-covered Monroe to take on a burly bunch of bad-tempered bulldogs in an action-packed arena in alluring Athens this Saturday. The stout-hearted Sunbelt Warhawks will be aspiring to swoop in over sunny Sanford Stadium and snatch a splendiferous upset over the 9th-ranked Carnivorous Canines, but will be grounded and pounded between the inhospitable hedges. Percy's pick, Georgia. Texas versus Notre Dame. A brutish Big 12 bevy of beefy burnt orange bovines hit the dusty trail this week, looking to lock horns with a sturdy squad of shillelagh-slinging sportsmen in ecclesiastical South Bend. The humongous hook'ems from audacious Austin will try to lay a Lone Star licking on the little lucky leprechauns, but the 11th-ranked Irish will be singing yippee-ti-yi-yo, get along little doggies. Percy's pick, closer than you might think, but the Fighting Irish will prevail. Mississippi State versus Southern Miss. Looks like a mismatched in-state rivalry is brewing this Saturday as a commotion-causing crowd of clamorous cowbell clingers hit the highway into high-humidity Hattiesburg to take on a flying flock of low-flying golden buzzards. The conglomeration of Conference USA combatants would dearly love to snatch the welcome mat out from under the SEC squad from Stark Patch, but the big old bullies will be too stout to take out. Percy's pick, Mississippi State. BYU versus Nebraska. The robust ball-playing boys of Brigham boldly backpack out of precipitous Provo, scheming to shuck the ears and clear the fields in the agricultural locale of Lincoln. The Tabernacle Tabbycats will unleash a ferocious feline fuss against the big red farm boys of the Big Ten to make this a mighty close contest. But the courageous Cornhuskers will ultimately crank out a conquest over the Cajun Cougars. Percy's pick in another close one, Nebraska. Louisville versus Auburn. There's going to be chicken sandwiches all around in the Georgia Dome barnyard this Saturday when a robust covey of colorful ACC Cardinals take on a colossal clump of SEC War Eagle chanting kitty cats in the Chick-fil-A kickoff game. Bobby Petrino's pesky pigskin playmakers propose on perpetrating a particular plan of prevailing in a perpendicular position against Gus Malzahn's 6th-ranked tremendous team of tenacious Tigers, but will wind up with nothing more than a family-sized bucket of chicken gizzards. Percy's pick, eat more chicken, Auburn. Well, the old professor is so doggone excited about this new NCAA football season, I'm almost at a loss for words. Imagine that, me, at a loss for words. Lord have mercy. So let's take a short break while I give the old brain cells a chance to catch up. But don't go away, because we're going to be right back.
Southern artist Larry Womble has a collection of art prints from your favorite college towns. Visit LarryWomble.com to view the array of prints and place an order for yourself or as a special gift. LarryWomble.com.
This is Professor Percy Pickem. Each week, my peerless pigskin predictions are broadcast on the best radio stations in America. Like our good friends at Big Dog Country, WIFO-FM 105.5 in Jessup, Georgia, the oldest Atlanta Braves affiliate. And our friends at WWIC AM 1050 in Scottsboro, Alabama, Jackson County's home of Scottsboro Wildcats Radio and the Alabama Crimson Tide. Thanks, fellas. Now back to my peerless prognostications. UTEP versus Arkansas. A mighty movement of muscled-up miners load up their shovels and pickaxes to trudge out of the West Texas town of El Paso to backpack up the perilous pig trail into Woo Pig Suey country, hoping to hit precious pay dirt in an unfriendly Fayette Patch pigsty. But the outclassed Conference USA prospectors will prove to be no more than porker patsies against an SEC stacked deck of defensive-minded 18th-ranked hog callers. Percy's pick in a Belima beatdown. Arkansas. Arizona State versus Texas A&M. A sizzling squad of sun-scorched sparkers beamed down into Houston town, scheming to singe the hair off an amazing amalgamation of ornery Aggies in the 2015 version of the Advocate Texas Kickoff. The surly Sun Devils will be packing some mighty prickly pitchforks against the gnarly gridiron gang of Giggums from comfy College Station, and this Pac-12 SEC confrontational collegiate collision may boil down to home state advantage. Percy's pick, by the hair of their chinna, Texas A&M. Virginia versus UCLA. The chivalrous Cavaliers of charming Charlottesville courageously charge completely cross-country to the lit-up left coast location of star-studded Sunset Boulevard for a brutal battle with a bunch of bodacious Bruins. The wildly whooping ACC Wahoo Warriors will be wannabe heroes in this plot of pigskin picture-making, but wind up playing the extras while the Pac-12 La La Land locals capture the leading role of football hero. Percy's pick, UCLA. Wisconsin versus Alabama. A battling bunch of brave-hearted Badgers blissfully bounce into Jerry Jones's jazzy cowpoke cathedral of everlasting extravagance to test the temerity of a terrifying troop of houndstooth tattooed toughies from Tuscaloosa in the 2015 Cowboys Classic down in the Big D. It's going to be a doozy between the defending Big Ten dauntless Dairylanders and the defending SEC power-punching pachyderms. But the Crimson Tide will have just enough detergent to wash out those milk cow blues. Percy's pick in a defensive struggle, Alabama. Ohio State versus Virginia Tech. It's a Monday night special as Urban Meyer's defending national championship squad of Buckeye behemoths boogaloo into the foreboding bastion of bumps and bruises known as Blacksburg. The high-flying ACC Fighting Gobblers will be daring to dramatically duplicate the decisive defeat they dynamically dealt on the darlings of the Big Ten last season, but the number one ranked champs of Columbus will carefully carve out a Buckeye conquest. Percy's pick, Ohio State. Well, this old microphone is getting almost too hot to hold, so let's take a short break to allow all this fancy radio equipment to cool down a bit. But I'll be right back before you can say Professor Percy Pickem's Peerless Pigskin Predictions and Prognostications 101. That is, if it can take you about a minute to say all that. Whether you're tuned in on Professor Percy Pickem's radio network, our fabulous Facebook page, or right here on our weekly YouTube TV broadcast, we hope you get a kick out of the old professor's Peerless program. We thank you so much for listening and would sincerely appreciate you telling all of your friends and acquaintances about us. Help spread the word for us. Now, let's get back to the show. Well, it sure feels good to be back at the start of yet another exciting season of college football. So let's keep today's premier program percolating with the old professor's peerless pigskin quick picks and pronto prognostications. Stanford knocks out Northwestern. Florida out-chomps New Mexico State. Penn State takes out Temple. USC tames Arkansas State. LSU out-scrimmages McNeese State. Tennessee bounces Bowling Green. Missouri mashes Southeast Missouri. NC State trounces Troy. Kentucky outruns Louisiana Lafayette. Oklahoma lets the air out of Akron. Florida State warms up over Texas State. Clemson whips Wofford. Miami beats up Bethune-Cookman. West Virginia gouges Georgia Southern. Houston thumps Tennessee Tech. And Ole Miss puts a hotty-toddy hurtin' on UT Martin. Well, that about does it for this week, but we'll be back again next week. Same Percy time, same Percy station. So don't forget to tune us in on the radio, Facebook, or YouTube TV. And don't forget to tell your friends about the show. Just search for Professor Percy Pickem. That's P-I-C-K-E-M, Professor Percy Pickem. So long for now, and thanks so much for listening. And always remember the sage advice from my old friend Larry Womble. Always play hard when you're ahead, and never give up when you're behind.
Professor Percy Pickem is a production of CRM Sports. For more, log on to y'all.com or share the podcast in the iTunes Store.